Welcome back to the
podcast.
Welcome back to the Blk Blu podcast. Yeah. I've been doing this for a year. Still can't get that right.
Nope.
But I'm a podcaster, and it's
kind of.
Welcome to the Blk Blu podcast. I'm Black. He's Blue.
That's the only reason he's here. No, so welcome back. You know, I don't know what episode this is, but we're getting into it. So, Chris Kingsley is our
that's me,
our new co-host, the co-host with the most.
Can you say that right now, or
I think I can. Can I? We're still figuring that out.
Got to wear a suit.
That's the only way
for my interview. Yeah.
Hashtag Devin.
Oh, thank you so much for helping me today on the range, Devin. It was a pleasure meeting him, pleasure working with him. I think he's a solid dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so if you guys have watched this episode or the episodes in the past where Halloween episode where Kingsley Aloysius Penderhus III
he made an appearance,
was freaking on it, man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't keep up. So hope you enjoyed that episode.
He's kind of mean sometimes, though.
Well, that's what I was looking at you just now, like, is this serious? Is this a serious statement?
Know who you got right now.
Yeah, I was like, man, because you do a great job of bouncing, because you're naturally just a very personable and witty and funny person. I don't know about
intelligent, handsome,
intelligent.
You got to do the whole list.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I dip back into character sometimes, so
yeah.
I apologize.
That's my point. It's like I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
that's why we're going to try this out and see how it works.
We're
going to shake it out. Kids shake out. KSO.
It.
It's a lifestyle trademark. But yeah. So we're excited to have you back, and it was a blast to be able to shoot that Halloween episode with you. To be able to that was probably it wasn't probably. It was the most challenging podcast I've done, but because I was struggling to keep up.
Yeah.
Like,
got to get out of that comfort zone, man.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah.
That's why I love this, because this podcast is naturally from the out the gate, over a year now of doing it. Thank you, Starship. And just continuing to grow and learn. Because in the beginning, I mean, it was straight up like we filmed the first one and Starship was like, hit the end button or whatever, or stop recording. It was like, what was that?
He just drama dumped for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
he's in his mind thinking, we're not using this.
Threw the mic out of the way and I was like, well, I told you this is all I know and talk about: shooting, moving, and communicating.
Did you have any show notes or anything there's no game plan, you just freestyle?
Probably no game plan, like no game plan. And even that's evolved over time. But before I get ahead of myself, like that was such a good experience to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's where growth is. I know there's like all these little phrases that people say, but I really do feel like discomfort, for one, tells you that you can feel. And then how you handle being uncomfortable also is a measure of your character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I honestly,
we talked about that today, stress management.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been pretty stressed out.
Same. I wish I wasn't.
I don't know what you're going to say next.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
He's always on edge.
I don't know what to do. But
the illustration I get from that is like, the dog that has no clue when it's going to be smacked. The people that just smack the dogs around with a rolled up newspaper, and the dog's like always flinching. You don't have to flinch around me, man.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not full of jokes. I got jokes. I'm not full of them. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's my content, that character, it's a caricature of who I once was, and being that arrogant, cocky, know-it-all who knows nothing, that's essentially who I was. And so now on the flip side of that, because that was over 10 years ago, on the flip side of that, being able to look at it and realize how ridiculous it is to think that I know it all. How ridiculous. Like,
yeah,
it made no sense. And now it's a caricature on the internet.
Yeah. And you always can pull it out of your back pocket, though. It's like,
oh, I can turn it on.
Yeah,
I can turn it on at any time.
I'm sure you guys
watch
will
out.
see it too. But man, just the growth piece of like how I reacted to Starship, because like, I mean, it's a lot of work to start a podcast. Like this podcast wouldn't be what it is without him, without Erica running, getting guests on and all that. Cause it's always been intended to keep it light, show more of our personalities as from a Blue Bearing perspective, as far as trainers. But, with us pivoting, into, is it going to continue, with Blake leaving, it's been kind of a natural pivot. We took a break for Starship to get married.
Congrats.
And honeymoon.
Congratulations.
Are we doing this now? Oh, we're doing this now.
What is this?
I don't know. It's clapping, I think.
Say that again.
Clapping the T. Clocking the T.
I'm clocking the T. Clocking testosterone.
We just showed how old we are, dude.
Is that not what you meant?
So everybody wants to know the T, dude.
6, 7. I'm just saying all kind of stuff I don't know. Sorry. My kids are going to hate that.
I'll connect an actual complete thought and here before the end of the podcast, I'm sure.
I'm just full of punchlines. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, we'll just mute you. But I reacted to Starship. I was just like, I can't do this, man.
Yeah.
And I kind of stormed off. And then, God's just been working me over for quite a while now. And I came back to him, I apologized, and I said, hey man, all right, I just need some more direction because I don't know if this is something I can do because I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was uncomfortable talking about, resiliency, talking about my spiritual growth, talking about, sobriety, talking about tactics and shooting. I can naturally do.
Yeah.
Because I've worked at it for so long, some longer than others, but some things I've worked on longer than other things in my life is what I mean by that. And my whole point is we're a year into this, man. And, even with the pivot of me being the only host, it's been wonderful because like bringing Erica on, sitting across from me where you are, and being able to have a conversation with her, with all of you.
Yeah.
And just of depth, being respectful for, communicating.
Yeah.
And we're able to put it on display. It's
so
like,
after or before we all got on a call, my wife was watching the reels of you guys together to kind of get an idea of the dynamic. And my wife, she does all the research. I mean, she's going to do the research. And she was saying, and we even talked about it yesterday, my wife she's never been necessarily involved with the projects and the stuff that I'm working on. It's always like, I get the information, I process it, I put together a plan, and I tell her. Whereas with this, she's like, this is great, because she was like, I didn't want to get on a call. I didn't want to have to talk to people while I could be at home, doing something that needs to get done for the house. But she said it was such a pleasant conversation.
yeah, it was.
And the dynamic that you guys have, it's similar to the dynamic that we have. And she was like, this is something that I could foresee being, a lot bigger, and not necessarily bigger in the form of millions of views, but bigger as far as just the impact that we have on one another and being able to, iron sharpening iron and all that. So I've been doing content for almost 5 years, and I've never had my wife respond to the possibility of content like that. So it's like, wow.
You know where that came from? Like, it came from the fact that conversation that you and I had on the phone, and I was just listening to, obviously asking how y'all are doing. And then it's clear to me as day that she is the most significant relationship in your life outside of your family.
Yeah.
And, I value that in the people that I want to, well, I'm not forcing someone to be in my life, but also like we have to get outside of ourselves to say, hey man, how you doing? Hey, maybe we could work on this or that. Like, it's one of those things where, as the leader of this company or in this podcast, like I have to also continue to foster, these types of relationships. But the reason I asked if she would be open to jumping on the call too, is like, it's very clear to me that of how you live your life, and what I think is a great, like, talking point that I did want to discuss with you is because you've built these caricatures. Is that right?
Yeah.
Personas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
They're extremely relative and also very funny. They're relative to what I mean is it's not just pulling it out of thin air. It's based on experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very clear to someone like myself that's experienced great instructors, experienced and not so great. And as I'm becoming a better instructor, a better leader, or a better cadre. I'm the chief instructor at Blue Bearing.
There you go.
A better chief instructor, like developing others. It's not lost to me. Like there's layers to all the skits that you do, but it's also like there's so much more to it as I get to know you more about the reason that you can try these things and experiment with things, and some things work, some things don't. It doesn't crush you. Because it doesn't define you. Because we were talking about this last night a little bit about the motivation and the fleeting side of motivation.
Yeah.
So if my motivation is based on how many views we get or how much money that we're going to make off this or that, then when that doesn't happen, how do I react to that?
Exactly.
So I think
it's got to be intrinsic. I'm a huge proponent of intrinsic motivation, because if it comes from anywhere outside, it doesn't last. It's temporary. And intrinsic, if I can get up every day and do the same thing and make myself just a little bit better each day, whether it makes me tired, hungry, whether it's, not growing as fast, or whether it's something that I'm not really seeing the benefit from, if I can get up and do it every day, eventually I'm going to hit my mark. And it has to come from within. It's the only way to maintain it.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole, the growth in myself is because I realized that almost my whole life, I've always gotten my sense of self from external sources. So I learned that from a very young age of just hey, if something wasn't going right, I would get hurt physically, verbally, and it's very unstable in that way. So I learned how to please. Yeah. Hey man, you like me, right? And I'd be doing things to match those words too. Yeah. And it's the learned behaviors, but my whole point of where do we find our identity? And even once we feel like we've found our identity, how do we continue to grow in that? Because it's I'm this, that's my identity, but then, okay, does that mean I'm not going to grow? I'm just going to sit where I'm at, which is not how we're designed. The older we get, we learn so much more if we're paying attention about, who we are and how we can be better if we're being.
Well, that's also a big part. I know we talked about, being a man, being the man of your house. As a man, you have to be able to confidently know who you are, but then you have to confidently know that, hey, I might not know you that well, but you've obviously got something established. You're doing something right. Let me see if I can learn from you. Yeah. And a lot of times as men, I've been through it and I can speak from experience, but we beat our chest and I'm the head of the house. I'm the king of the castle. And I have no clue what's going on. I have no clue. I don't have control of my emotions. I don't have control of, my children. I'm making financial purchases that I shouldn't be making. And that's not how a king should behave. You should be at a point to where you're able to regulate your emotions. You're able to take charge when there's charge not being taken. You should be able to be someone who can be accountable, held accountable. We talk about accountability and integrity. I preach it, all the time, but that's where the biggest benefit is. And for me, I spent so much time trying to be the hero that I wasn't husband. I wasn't dad. I was trying to be Superman. Yeah. And it doesn't work out.
Well, until you get humbled, right? You gave us an example of that. I don't know if you're comfortable talking about it, but I think even just loosely talking about, your body or your brain or, emotions, being humbled to the point where now you gotta sit at home and recover from whatever it is, the injuries. And then you're like a visitor that's I'm the head of this house. Why don't I understand what's going on here?
Yeah.
It's because you're not really the head of the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not acting, you haven't been acting that way. I'm not speaking to you. I'm talking about from my own experience. I was a visitor, man.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
and Erica she led our house for almost the whole time we've been together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now learning I can better serve her as her husband and as the head of the house,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of things that just don't naturally they're not naturally at the forefront of my mind about the day to day.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the next, challenge when I say challenge of things that are comfortable to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say, so like my humbling experience, it was, I think it might've been 2016 time frame, maybe a little after that. But my wife, she had a older vehicle at the time, and her and the girls had broken down. She had something wrong with
It wasn't a Subaru station wagon.
It wasn't a Subaru station wagon. We weren't fancy back then. We're fancy now. Oh wait, no,
So it is
not
a station wagon.
not station wagon, SUV. Stop trying to trick me. Anyway, back to the story that I was telling when I was opening up my heart on your podcast.
Yeah, don't do that.
Before you cut me off. She had this issue with the van, and it was an old Honda Odyssey, and she actually broke down. And when she broke down,
is that really a van though?
Honda Odyssey.
Sorry, I'm sorry, dude. That's the last one off.
Hey, get this guy out of here.
I'm still in like other mode.
Hey,
trying to fight back.
Professionalism. You're hurt from yesterday.
I am.
You're being emotional right now. Don't do that. But she broke down, and at the time, my father-in-law was living locally, and she called my father-in-law. And so they got home later in the day, and I'm at home, and I'm like, hey, where have you been? She was like, oh, well, the van broke down. And I was like, why didn't you call me? And she was like, you never answer the phone. And it was like a knife in the heart.
Yeah.
And I thought about it when I was at work, when I'd be at training, when we'd be on call outs, when I'd have stuff going on. She was right. I didn't answer the phone. I always wanted to be, on doing something work related. And at the time I was fairly new on a SWAT team, and I was really trying to pour myself into my job. And I realized that if I go on a call out and we're about to breach a door, and I know that the guy next to me is, tells me he's going to take a bullet for me, and I'm the same for him, but I can't answer the phone for my wife when she's broken down on the road and my kids are with her. And it just really, that was part of the house of cards falling down. But that was like the first nail in the coffin of I'm not a reliable husband. How can I be a reliable teammate? How can I be reliable in anything if I'm not a reliable husband? And it really just, that was the start of a process. And then going into 2017, 2018, it was kind of like, let me rethink how I'm approaching my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my kids. And then since then, it's just been, it's on the up and up, Yeah. I'm not the perfect dad. I'm not the perfect husband, but at the same time, I'm far better than what I was.
That's something that, like, I think a direct representation of how we serve, because as a brother in Christ,
mm-hmm.
and walking with Christ and how we serve the Lord, a direct reflection, a representation of our service to the Lord is our home.
Yeah. And
if our home looks like an example, like kind of like you gave, or like I was living, of just being this like, oh yeah, I'm back.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Or I leave everything on the table at work because that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a vegetable when I go home because I
yep.
got nothing cognitively, physically.
Yeah.
My kids started to think I was just lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, you don't understand. Like I got so many things that I have to do there, and I'm just tired, you know. But the problem is it's a priority thing, man. And I think as a man with our family, that's the greatest blessing you've been given is your spouse and the ability to have children,
mm-hmm.
whether biological or not.
Yeah.
Like you are, their direct, your first ministry is them, your wife and them.
Yep.
And as a follower of Christ, like I'm still very much trying to learn how I can actually serve my wife, in my home, and I'm doing it in reverse, meaning my intentions are to serve the way that I serve this community,
mm-hmm.
and give so much, in the knowledge transfer,
and
not just that, but on this podcast, but in the fellowships that I do every Friday night, know, for over almost 2.5 years. But I'm still trying to figure out how to not just bridge the gap, but like balance it to where I serve my home far greater of my commitment is to that.
Yeah.
And that is my commitment. And then everything else trickles from that is what I'm really trying to figure out versus I've always just served other places. And then Erica's taking care of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm just all the injuries, licking my wounds, and build me back up when people say bad things about me or, you know, and it's like, oh, and she's the only person that's ever looked out for me. And it's time for me to truly look out for her.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's, you know, doing what we do, and I say what we do, we kind of do the same thing, but just a little different. But the whole, we talked about it this morning, the content creator space, it's such a weird place. It's so weird because, you know, if people are seeing your content every day, it's almost like they have this parasocial relationship where they think they know you. And then, you know, not only that, but then you're always going to have people who don't like what you're doing. I mean, I told you when I started out and I was posting these instructor videos, people were arguing in the comments about whether my tactics were sound or not.
Yeah.
And I was a cartoon. I'm an internet comedian. And so going from that, and I told you I was
to the point where you would put, I'm sorry.
I was putting satire
in the
I was putting satire in the description. You know, you're right. And I was putting satire in the description, and my buddy Jimmy was like, "Don't do that anymore." I was like, "Why not?" He was like, "Well, two things. You shouldn't care what they say in the comments, but drive that engagement. Let them argue, then throw a little curveball, and you pick the side of the most ridiculous argument.
Yeah.
You hop in and you start fighting back." And I started doing that, and my engagement went up, my followers went up, and people like took that as gospel.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like when I first found you, like I immediately knew, like, this is satire.
This guy's a joke.
Yeah,
That's
he's a joke. No, but it also to me was very refreshing, especially with all the things that are being put out and like how heavy, not necessarily heavy, but like, oh, you know, like this is a warrior mission, and
this is what you really want to do when you go to war.
Sheepdoggery.
Yeah, dude. Gosh, man, so much sheepdoggery going on. It's sheepdog buffoonery, is what it is.
So it's there's a measure of like we've talked about this, I think, before, of taking that role of being the protector seriously, but also, you know, not taking yourself too serious. And I picked up on that right away when I saw that first skit you did. And I think I bring that up because like the people that are like trying to argue about the tactics and all that, they clearly don't understand tactics.
Yeah.
Or training for that matter in this space, because it's very clear that that's you making light of something.
Yeah.
And it's not taking a hard stance on one thing or another, which everybody wants us to do. Hey, just tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Just tell me what to do. And that's where, man, people are like, well, CQB is an art. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds real like I don't know about that.
It's a thinking man's
game. Yeah. It's
I had a team leader who used to say, it's not the way, it's a way.
Yep.
And he used to always say it. And I'm like, why does he say that? And then the longer
it's like
that
Met T.
Yeah, the longer that I spent doing it, the more I saw like, well, he's saying that because this might not work today. This might not work for you, but this could work tomorrow. This could work for someone else. Yeah. And so that's kind of a coverall. There's no one way, you know, to do CQB. And so many people are like, well, you didn't do this right. Okay. Why is that not right? And then they articulate it, and it's like, that makes sense. However, this is why I did this. And then you can paint the picture of why both ways can be right.
Yeah.
You know, just don't shoot the hostage, you know?
Yep.
CQB 101.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the hostage.
I mean, that dude, there is part science, part art to it. The art is the fact that, you know, we may do the same mission, meaning it has a lot of the same driving forces or factors, time of day, size of the structure, like opposition inside the structure. It may have a lot of the same similar variables, but what we don't know, that's why I love doing, it's objectively subjective.
Yeah.
Thank you, Starship. But the thing is like, we don't necessarily get to do a rehearsal inside the building, man. You know, so that's why as a trainer, you want to get me excited about CQB is have someone that understands how to set up training targets, force on force or paper, then force on force, and unknown floor plan.
Yeah.
Sight unseen. We can do a bit of open source recce beforehand, and then we go and we hit it, applying the tactics with the context of whatever the mission is like for that. And there's too many, man, all CQB is dynamic. All should be deliberate, because deliberate does not mean slow.
Yeah.
Deliberate means intentional with our actions. That's where my actions get a reaction out of you and so on. That nonverbal cues, body positioning, right? It's all like individual positionings, and think of like, it's a team. I don't even want to say sport. It's a team mission.
Team event. So
like, if we understand, okay, I'm looking for work here, that's covered, I'm here. Like and closing the gap between the pauses.
Yeah.
And the transitioning of things. But the unknown floor plan is like, and it will never look perfect.
Yeah.
When you go into that, because that's how it is in real life.
Yep.
All the missions I've been on,
every time.
None of them have went down textbook.
Yeah.
But the basic principles of this and the techniques applied, given the mission that we use, given the mission that we're given, with the mission that we've been given, they work, man. But it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you may get shot.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing with force on force. So when I was because I was an instructor at the police academy, I taught officer survival. I hated force on force with other instructors, because they knew, hey, he's in here wearing plates, I'm going to shoot him below the belt. And so without fail, I'd go home and have those UTM bruises on I'm not going to go into detail, but all over my lower body, because they're like, yeah, we're just going to.
You can beep that out, the UTM thing.
Oh, does that have to?
It'd be a good ad read.
Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by the Unit 9 Compact Training Pistol. Got a pistol for self-defense? Then why are you only training at the range? The all-new Unit 9 Compact gives you the realism of live fire with none of the risk. Use non-marking rounds, marking rounds, or just blanks for dry fire. And train anywhere. Homes, vehicles, schools, churches. It's built for your world, not just for the shooting range. Unit 9 Compact. The only pistol trainer that provides realism off the range. And remember, use our code Blk Blu to save yourself 10% off your order. Sorry.
Are we bleeping that out? But no, it's
we
like,
don't speak of those companies.
Oh yeah.
No, but I know exactly what you mean.
But it's like, you know the guys that know the floor plan, and they set you up. And the reason I hated it is because the only time that I actually got shot or actually had to deal with those rounds was when I dropped the ball. If I didn't dig that corner, if I didn't. And so what I found was that, like, let me just do it right.
Yep.
Let me do it right. So that way I teach the kids. I called them the kids. They're cadets, recruits, whatever you want to call them. Teach the kids to do it right. And then, they can hold each other accountable. So it's like, I don't know, CQB's just, it's everybody, not everybody. Let me back up. Not everybody. A lot of people have this like dream of CQB, like doing this John Wick type stuff. And it's like, that's not what it's like. If the mag sticks, give it a flick, like John Wick.
Or just use gravity.
Yeah, but if it sticks, the gravity is obviously, you got some more friction.
Yeah.
That's some more surface area, so the gravity ain't working. So if it sticks, give it a flick. See? Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
See?
You learn something new every day.
There you go. I am the student I am the teacher.
I am the teacher. You're the kid.
Sorry, I almost said it right.
The kid.
I almost said it right. Yeah, I am the teacher, and Kyle Morgan is the student.
Yes. But I think that's back to your point, is the people that don't argue about these things have been challenged in multiple environments, and they're like, hey man, this is hard. So how do we simplify something that we know is going to be dynamic and doing it deliberately? How dynamic is it? It's the speed of life, man. Mm-hmm. So the mission, speed, surprise, and violence of action. That's how we deal with those are being the tenets. That's how we can, in opportunities where we want them to know we're there, like an active shooter. Mm-hmm. Like we're going to use speed and violence of action, controlled aggression.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a reckless abandonment for your own safety, but you've already answered the why, the part of life scale.
Yeah.
Their lives in that context are are more, you're saying they're more important than yours even. And you're not doing that negligently. You're doing that based on the body of experience and the training and the confidence that if not me, then who? If not me, then who?
Yeah.
Here I am.
Send me.
That's right. See, we
You should
finished
make
each
a
other's
shirt.
sentences, dude.
Yeah, we do.
I think that's in scripture somewhere, but
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, man, that's the thing about. I used to go home and like Eric would be like, "What happened to you?" With all the freaking nursing it, like all the injuries from the simunitions
Yeah.
and stuff, and for whatever reason, right here is a great area for
Yeah.
role players to just close their eyes and freaking start from the ground up.
That and then hands. I noticed that a lot of the students would focus
'cause they shoot
in
the
like,
gun.
and they
Yeah.
try to, you're staring at the gun, so you get your hands all
Yeah,
marked
right
up.
between your knuckles.
Yeah.
That's why our sponsor of this podcast is Unit Solutions, and it is a standalone training, non-lethal training platform.
Yeah.
That's with marking rounds and non-marking. So we use the non-marking for paper targets and the marking for force on force, but it's an appropriate pain response.
Really?
That's not even a plug.
Yeah.
I actually, because of what we're talking about, it's inappropriate. You got hit. You can wear your normal attire. You don't have to have layers of crap on.
Yeah.
It hurts, but they're blood red. I get the blood red ones, and it actually looks worse than it is when you get hit because it's the splatter of it. But
UnitSolutions.com. Yeah.
No, but seriously, it allows us to train, and we don't leave, gun res GSR anywhere or
all that
primers,
the glue from the sim rounds, like,
and how that like also
it just cakes up.
Cakes in your barrel.
Yeah.
So like,
I've got a sim gun at the house right now, and
throw it away.
I had a squib load. Well, it wasn't really a squib, but I have this thing when I stream. It's called a desk pop. I'm sure you can surmise what that is.
Do you really do that?
Yes.
Really?
I
saw the lightsaber one.
The lightsaber one was good, but that wasn't a desk pop. So I used this sim gun.
But it was extremely reckless. Pushing the boundaries of.
I wasn't shooting anything.
I know.
How was that? I wasn't shooting anything. You realize both characters are me.
No way, dude.
Yeah, man.
Seriously?
Hey, tell this guy to relax. But so I think I hit like 400 subs or something like that. So I did a desk pop, and I usually just point it into the trash can and just fire around in the trash can. Well, I fire it and no round comes out. And I didn't realize they coat the inside of those barrels, and over time that coating dries up and and it gums up the barrel. And
that's why you have to deal with malfunctions all the time.
And I'm literally sitting there like, how do I fix this? I was like, I could go get my cleaning.
Re-engage.
Well, I could get my cleaning kit, or I could try to send another round through here. Of course, the chat's like, don't do that. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And so I tried to send another round. Now, instead of just having one round, I've got 2 rounds stuck. And I actually took the barrel out, and I mean, that gun's not that old, but the coating in there was just, I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah. No, you have to wire brush it.
Yeah.
Like after every time you use them.
And after every round, almost. Like that thing was, yeah.
Well, the worst part about that is when you don't have a 17T or, whatever, where it's its own like system. It's still a firearm though.
Yeah.
But when you're switching the bolt out.
That specific one is a 17T.
Yeah. So it's a Glock 17T, but it's still a firearm because of the trigger group.
Yep.
And it's a controlled item in that sense. Whereas the Unit Solutions, the Unit 9 Compact or the Unit 4, they're both rated as non-firearms.
Really?
Yeah, by the ATF. So
I might have to snag a few of those for the house.
Yeah, man.
Because that 17T, that's how I taught my kids to shoot.
Yeah. No, it is a great way to introduce, or you can, every age is different, but like, because people ask me that on Patreon, on live streams and stuff, they'll be like, hey, when should we introduce firearms safety and stuff?
It depends on the kid.
It just depends on the kid. Or in their interest. But the question came up like that Nerf gun that's behind you. Like, I still get, like, unless we've agreed to play a game of like, you're trying to shoot me or shoot each other, like, don't point guns at people.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing.
My kids know.
So it starts then, really, if you're being real with it. And then it's just like, as they get older, it's a great way to progress them where the consequence, well, not just the consequences, treating the consequences is the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know, treat it if it's a real firearm.
Yeah.
Don't point anything. You don't intend to destroy. You know, trigger finger discipline, all those things. But you can start at that age, and then it's not as like overly stimulating too with the gun, with the shot and everything, and it's a great way to progress them.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Go get the gun. The Nerf gun?
Yeah. I'm always at work, dude.
Same. I'm working right now.
Time to punch out.
Working right now.
Yeah. So when's Chow?
Chow's now. We just had Chow.
Is that?
Actually, I like that shirt you have on.
That's what. Yep. I got.
It's almost like those are available on kingpixmedia.com. Click the merch drop down. I've got everything from ammo discounts to Vertex clothing and bags, and also Wins Chow merch. kingpixmedia.com.
Anything else?
Yeah, a lot of. Can I just freestyle?
Keep going. Right now? Yeah, dude, fire away.
Twitch.tv/kingpixmedia. Listen, I stream Monday through Friday, but I also stream Saturdays and Sundays. Hop in the chat. Let's talk.
What do you talk about?
Don't worry about it.
So if I jump
in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do they access the link to that? Do you post that on social at all as well?
Yeah. So I have KingPix Media on Instagram, but I also have KingPix Media TV, and that's where I put all my Twitch
as another Instagram page
stuff
or social page. Oh, okay, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Well, I'll check it out. I'll jump on there and harass.
Yeah, hop in the chat, man.
But so you don't game on it?
I do.
Because isn't like twitching, streaming?
I twitch sometimes.
But you're not a gamer. But you are.
So here's how that works.
Are you sponsored? Like
I am. Here's how that works. So I started Twitch, not after this past SHOT Show, but the previous year, 2024 SHOT Show. I started streaming, and I used to stream from my laptop. I had a laptop and a mirrorless camera, and that's how I used to stream. And all I did was just talk to the chat, and then the chat kind of died off. So what I started doing was every day I would take certain topics, whether it was on Instagram.
But they can only respond like via chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not
talking
voice or Zoom.
Now there are people that I can bring in to talk to me. So like through gaming, I'll bring in whoever I'm gaming with, and we'll talk through the game. But what I started doing was just I had what's called stream discussion, and we were talking politics, current events, military stuff. They'd ask me questions about my experience. We talk about everything. And so then I went down to visit my buddy Cody, or as the internet knows, Donut Operator, and spent a few days at his house. And he was, giving me some pointers, and he's getting back into streaming. He does content full time. He's super talented guy. And I came home, and I was home for maybe 2 weeks before I got a PC in the mail. He sent me a gaming PC.
Really?
And so
he's also a game. Would you call it, a streamer?
Yeah, he's back to streaming now. His main thing was YouTube. He did a lot of stuff on YouTube. Been doing it for a long time. Former Navy guy, former cop, SWAT guy. He and I, we have a lot in common. Outside of the Navy, I'm Army, he's Navy. It's a little different, but he really kind of showed me, like he I don't want to say he showed me the game, but he kind of took me under his wing. I was like, oh, have you thought about this? Or have you thought about this? And he's really helped me think outside of the box as a content creator. And he's not the kind of guy to just give you a fish and feed you for a day, but he's teaching me. He's actively showing me like, hey, you should try this. You should try this. Or come on out here. He's like, hey, I talked to him the other day, actually yesterday when I was in Orlando. And was that the day before?
The day before. It
was the day before. And he said, I know the government shut down. If you ever need anything, he said, come to one of our live shows. I'll contract you. We will make sure that, you can help us put on a live show, and we'll make sure that, you're taken care of. And he's just really done, so much. But he got me that PC. And then since then, I've really been streaming and gaming. Now, I'm not good at games. I'm not really good at games, but I've been playing, I play Ready or Not, which is a CQB game. I play Helldivers. I play Arc Raiders. All these,
I'm looking over at Starship to see if I get a.
You know what I'm talking about? He knows. I'm a gamer. But But I play these games, and then through that, I actually will bring people in. So like, there's a guy I can't say who he is or where he's currently deployed to, but he'll get on the game and we can play and we'll just chat in game.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, it's like, all right, see you tomorrow if you're free. And, so it's really opened up for me to be able to talk to a lot of people that I normally would never cross paths with. And there are people, one of my close friends, he's an IT guy who's helped me set up the computer, and he games, and he's doing a lot of stuff for SHOT Show coming up. And so it's a really interesting network.
Yeah.
Really interesting network, and I stream every day.
That's one of those things that this is a fact. Kyle used to be Diamond in Rocket League. This is true.
Rocket League.
Yep.
Race car soccer.
Yeah. Who would have known?
Yeah.
Something about like.
I've never tried Rocket League.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
I'm a mouse and keyboard guy.
That's the thing that I've never gotten into. If I've ever gamed, it's been console.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to pick up, dust the old Xbox off or Xbox One, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the newest one. I don't have the newest system, but I just play like one of the old Call of Duties that I was like, I'm familiar with this one from a long time ago. I was good then,
so
I'll be good now.
Can't
even last like 30 seconds without getting crushed.
That's how. So I've been playing Battlefield.
And then
6.
people are just so like, you have to mute everybody.
I've been playing Battlefield, and it was rough. It was a rough start for me because it's like you get respawned or you spawn in, and then I'm immediately dead.
Yeah.
And now it's like I can get. I think the most I've gotten now is like 8 or 9 kills. But when I started, I was just running
kill
around.
Streak, baby.
Yeah, I was just running around, just getting killed every time. And now it's like the more you do it,
you're like the rabbit when you run the rabbit.
Yeah. Well, I very rarely game for more than 2 hours. I still prioritize the kids. So like while I'm gaming or while I'm streaming, they know I'll stop playing a game to say goodnight to my kids.
Yeah.
And my youngest one, she comes downstairs first, and they know stop at the edge of the office, and she's like, Daddy, good night. And I'm like, oh, you're going to bed? I will stop what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, because, you can't pause, the games, and I'll just stop and just go over, give her a hug. And if my guy gets killed, it is what it is. I'll respawn in another place. Now, if I survive, then it's like, oh, I made it.
Mm-hmm.
But then my middle kid, she'll come down, same thing, give her a hug. My oldest kid, same thing. And I'll stop what I'm doing. If my wife texts me while I'm gaming, the other night she did that. She was like, hey, I ran out of such and such. I need you to go to the store. And I'm like, good night, everybody. Best way to support the channel is kingfixmedia.com. And I went into my spiel, and they're like, well, you're ending early? I was like, yeah, my wife just said she needed something from the store.
Mm-hmm.
So I still prioritize family, but at the same time, now my chat sees it, and they know, if he's got to go give a kid a hug, he's got to give a kid a hug. If he's got to go to the store for his wife, he's got to. And so it's really beneficial to have an outlet to where I can talk to people, play a game that's fun, but I still prioritize my family.
Yeah. No, so how long it just varies? Like the length?
Yeah, it varies. So usually if it's a Friday night and I don't have anything going on Saturday, I'm going to game probably till about 11, maybe even midnight. I'll game for a while.
It's late.
Yeah, it is.
I turn into a pumpkin.
But what happens is that, so people can they can raid you, or what's called, they give you their viewers. So I might start with 20 viewers, and then a larger channel. There's a few people that I know that have larger channels, the full-time guys. I might get rated, and now I've got 200 viewers in the chat. And so when I get that bump, I'm not going to.
Are those guys also in the server that you're on as well?
Well, it depends. It depends, because if they're gaming, then I can bring some of them into the game, but it's all just through Twitch. So now if I have 200 people who are just rated to my channel, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to end. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? There's new people here. Let's entertain these new people that just got here, and they can decide whether they want to subscribe or follow. Yeah. And it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I think that I'm onto something, and it's been a good outlet for me, because I still kind of keep, when I do my stream discussion, it's mostly me reacting to videos that are submitted into Discord. Now, I know I just mentioned another platform. I'm not going to break your brain with Discord, but Discord and Twitch go hand in hand. Starship knows what I'm talking about. So I have folders in Discord.
We had a Discord. Blue Bearing did.
Did you?
For Patreon, but then
what happened to it?
Well, so Patreon started they opened the ability to have community chats.
Okay.
Once they opened that ability, I was like, I can't manage 2 platforms.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that I like Discord better because the patrons can actually like do direct messages with each other.
Yeah.
Whereas in Patreon they can't.
Yeah.
But the community chat they can all use. So once they started that function, I turned off the Discord.
So my Discord, I have
that's all I was using it for.
I have a folder for my stream discussion, and people will submit like, oh, I saw this today in the news, and I'll, before I start my stream, I'll go into each of the ones that I know I want to watch, and I'll do like a 10-15 minute scrub, 10-15 minute search of the internet, find some details, find some other related topics, and I'll just kind of dive in.
You just click play.
Well, not really. I do that once the stream starts. I'll click
live?
play.
Going live.
But I like to find articles that support or disprove the title, because that's the big thing. When you bring up topics, when you bring up current events and topics, so many people would just read a title and kind of garner their own opinion. But I'll dive in and either confirm it or disprove it, and that's been a lot of fun. Now, I try to stay away from conspiracies lately because it's a rabbit hole, but I love a good conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a big conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
Because like going back to the control thing, like focusing on the 3 rings of control.
Oh, dude. I mean,
what was that? You have to, for our listeners, what did he say?
I just asked what he thought about 3-Eye Atlas. My tinfoil hat has been on for months now.
Really?
Yeah. No idea what you're talking about. But back to control.
Boomer.
Wait, what's your hypothesis on it? And you can't just say
I think it's
aliens.
I think it's gonna be controversial.
I think it's just an opinion. But go ahead.
What's that?
Go ahead.
My opinion?
Yeah.
Intelligent
You said
life.
hypothesis, but
Intelligent life.
Intelligent life.
what are we talking about here?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. You'll find out like November.
He doesn't really want to know.
15th.
We got some time. We
I have
got
a
what,
calendar.
30 days?
It's marked down on the calendar.
It's hard when you're the most smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
The
You know?
most smartest?
I said that on purpose.
Question mark.
Most intelligent person in this room.
He's
I
not
scored a 34 on the ASVAB. Okay.
34.
Yeah.
What was your ACT score? Did you?
I never take it. I know.
Did the ACT exist?
No, I took
back then.
What do you mean back then?
Like Desert Storm era.
Wow.
Get some new content, bud.
We're not old.
That's an elite.
Well, he told
callback.
me I look young. He said that yesterday. He said
You
I
look young.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
No.
Oh.
I think he's regretting me having a mic at this point.
No, this is actually the most Starship has talked. So
Really?
yeah.
Yep.
Bringing you out of that star shell.
Yeah. There it is.
Drum roll or rim shot.
Slam dunk.
Where's my rim?
Boom.
Somewhere in there. It's all good.
Missed the mark. There you go.
There
They
we
hear
go.
it. You can't.
So, man, there's so much there. Intelligent life.
Yeah.
Yes, go on.
You haven't seen anything about
No.
this?
No, but
Do you have any desire to? I can play it.
no.
But, okay.
Sure.
Eh.
Yeah, look it up.
It's
We'll
okay.
dive in.
Yeah.
Do you want to set the scene? Do you know what about it?
My only concern was whether it's going to hit Earth or not.
I don't think it's supposed to. Long story short, huge asteroid, comet, whatever you want to call it. But it's like doesn't have any properties or characteristics similar to other. There's like a bunch of Harvard scientists coming
Other
out being
what?
like
Unknown. It's unknown.
Other
level.
asteroids?
Ooh, yeah. I guess at this point, when this episode releases, we'll know.
Is
what
this
it
the Haley
was.
Bop?
No.
I don't get the reference.
Was that Heaven's Gate? Was that Heaven's Gate?
I think so.
I remember that.
They
They had all them tracksuits
Hey, did you
and
drink your drink?
drinking the
Did
Kool-Aid.
you drink your drink? No, that was trippy, huh?
That was crazy. They had on the tracksuits
They're
and the
all just
Nike Cortez, and they're all in bed. Like,
yeah, wild. Look up Heaven's Gate. Colt.
Comet Hale Bop.
Yeah, it was Haley
Bop.
Bop Comet.
That sounds like a pop singer. Haley Bop.
Bop. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Well, you went down a different rabbit hole, but
Do it all for
Yeah.
you.
that's handsome.
Hanson.
Hampson.
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
Do it all for Samson.
Squeak.
Did you hear that?
Is this what you're talking about?
97.
Heaven's Gate most common for Americans' new religious movement known for 1997 mass suicide of its members who believed they needed to shed their physical bodies to travel to a spaceship beyond the comet Hale-Bopp.
Click images real quick.
It can also refer, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, the Nike Cortez.
Yeah, man, they were all wearing the same exact outfits.
Look at that guy's face. I would not trust that guy.
Yep.
Guys, we got to do this. The comet wants us all to end ourselves.
Yeah, so we can teleport.
So we can ride the comet. Gosh.
Yeah, so it was a mass suicide.
And now you know.
Now you know. So, back to control. I focus on my actions and reactions, my ability to influence, and awareness. Those are being like the three rings. But the rest of it's noise. And it's not that I'm saying that there aren't actual like some validity, that there isn't validity to some of these conspiracies that just haven't been proven for this reason or another. There's a lot of things that are out there that we don't know.
Yeah.
There's
stuff we'll never know.
The full story, especially, knowing we're like just working for the government and all that. Everybody's like, oh, the government's all against us. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
But there are aspects of the government that need more oversight, and clear communication. But there's some things that it's also about protecting the American people too.
Yeah. Well, everything's political these days. And, you got people that can tell you grass is green and people that can tell you grass is blue. And they will.
What makes the green grass grow?
Blood.
That's right.
They will fight tooth and nail over. You better watch it, mister.
Yeah. Well, you stole it from me.
Stole it?
I'll let you borrow it.
Borrow?
Yep.
Okay. But there are people that will argue tooth and nail over stuff that legitimately doesn't matter or affect them at all. And, I saw a thing. So we're coming off of the No Kings protest weekend. I saw a thing where someone was like,
they're protesting you?
No, maybe. But these people are getting these groups together for counter protest. And I'm like, no good has ever, well, I won't say ever because I don't know. I could be wrong. But no good comes from counter protest, especially in the culture that we live in these days. You get one group of people with this sign, another group of people with another sign. Oftentimes it ends with people getting assaulted. It ends up in just riots, just all the things that are bad about it. And why would you actively
because one
seek
person's going to throw something from the cheap seats, and then
that's all it takes is one catalyst.
Civil unrest. It's that's when it becomes something that isn't what we intended.
Yeah.
The peaceful people. Man, even say peaceful protest is like, it's like, oh, is that possible? Yeah, man, it is.
Yeah.
Like, do it respectfully.
Yep.
Have permits for doing it where you're wanting to do it. And if you're asked to leave and you don't have a permit, you need to leave.
Gotta go.
You're trespassing.
Yep.
But
well, it just it's the nature of the climate, and where I live, it's we live essentially on a farm, and we're away from a lot of the buffoonery. But I've seen that you're never really away from the buffoonery. It's always it's going to be everywhere. And after some of the protest stuff that came up this weekend, there were people that were in our county that were like actively seeking to protest and actively seeking to counter protest. And I'm like, I'm just gonna take care of my home. I'm gonna do that. So
yeah. I mean, there's the whole part about, dude.
What?
You just crossed somebody over? What was that? Like,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
Why do you keep making that face? Like you heard something that didn't happen?
I just heard squeak. And everybody else did too. So
Starship, I got no clue what he's talking about.
Right, man. We're not doing that here. Okay? Okay? We're not doing that here. Keep that over there.
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah. I already forgot what I was talking about.
We were talking about important stuff, and things.
Like building a community, man, and being not just building, but being a part of your community.
Yeah.
in service to your community. We talked about, serving the Lord as a direct representation as like how you serve at your home.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an extension of your home is your community.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we are active members of our communities instead of just complaining about the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Because then the other way it goes is like people go, well, I'm just my homestead, man. Come and take them.
Right here.
It's like, well, be a part of this culture,
Mm-hmm.
our society. And if you want to make the changes, like you got to be the example for others.
Yeah, 100%.
And sometimes that is protesting, but most times it's just dialogue, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just have a conversation.
Let's talk about it.
Let's just shake it out.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing.
Sometimes I'll go hands on with you.
There are people
wall to wall counseling.
Wall-to-wall counseling. There are people that will actively seek out to destroy your stance. And my thing is that it doesn't have to be protest, counter protest, but let's have a discussion. What makes you say that what I'm saying is wrong, but why do you believe what you believe?
I don't know. Because I believe it.
Yeah.
But that's also listening to respond. I talked about this in a prior episodes where I don't actually have to respond.
Yeah.
Like sometimes loving well is just not responding.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. And being heard goes a long way.
Yeah. It does.
At home and in our communities, man.
I agree.
No, I hear you. I see your frustrations, man. Thank you for sharing that with me.
I can honestly say this is completely off topic. And I don't know why I just had this thought. I've done at this point a handful of podcasts. I have never done a podcast in a room with a person who is actively sleeping.
Yeah. Because this is that good.
This is a first.
She worked all night, okay?
No, I know. I'm not saying it's unreasonable. What I'm saying is that I was like, man, we're over here just talking away. We're yapping and probably disturbing her rest.
No, she was up when we started.
I know.
That's an indicator.
It is. Sorry, internet.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
We got a live studio audience. The peanut gallery over there. Well, one more anything to just reflect on over just getting to know each other and stuff, just to get people excited about the future.
I mean, I would love nothing more than to reflect, but I think all of our best stuff is ahead of us. And
That's
honestly,
true. Yeah.
Having this opportunity and kind of hitting the ground running, I think that you're obviously onto something, but more broadly, we're onto something. And I think that you inviting me here, opening up your home, like you guys have fed me for the last few days. I'm not going to know what to do when I go home. That burrito last night, the burrito baracho, oh my gosh. I told my wife about it and she was like, wait, you had a burrito? I said, yeah, and it was huge. And she was like, well, what was in it? I was like, al pastor. And she was like, you need to do a cleanse when you get home. Because
yeah.
Gosh.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
tell her I said you're welcome.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it.
Well, I will say this, man. I just appreciate, we are roughly the same age, and I appreciate having...
I'm younger.
A little bit, but never mind. Hey, thanks for joining this episode. No, there is an element of like I've been super amped up and stressed lately, and it's so refreshing to have these conversations with you on like we are right now, but all the ones in between, because I've already picked up on a few things that you say. You do say there's been a few things that you've said to me that I'm just like, yeah, he's right. Like, not that you don't say things that are right. It's just like in this moment,
relatable,
the timing of what I need, the messenger, right? That God's placed in my life to deliver a message that it may be an old one, a new one. But I hear you, and I just appreciate, I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah,
I do.
Absolutely.
And I do look forward to what the future has to hold for us. But I do have to thank our sponsors, ROKA Performance Eyewear.
I'm a fan.
And Unit Solutions. But no, man, it's been a pleasure, dude. And I look forward just to continuing to podcast together too.
Hopefully the audience likes it. Because if the audience is like,
Yeah.
Ditch the black guy.
Say
then.
something funny, dude. Well, then.
Make us laugh.
Yeah.
Make us laugh.
Then I just give you 2 black eyes, dude. And it's black and blue.
Black and blue. You
That
should have wore a
It
blue
was
shirt.
over the line.
I'm glad you wore my shirt with blue jeans because I'm still black and you got the blue.
I always got these babies. Beautiful blue. What? Why is everybody laughing?
I'll be laughing at that.
They are. Blue.
He's over here clocking
No, but
tea.
don't forget to, if you aren't following us on the other platforms, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Patreon. So make sure you follow us on Patreon. There's a paywall to it, but if you join right now, it'll give you access to every bonus episode that we've done. The one we're about to film with Chris King here, and all the training content that you can only see there for Blue Bearing, as well as our fellowships and early access to courses and such. So check it out, that link. But let's just all continue to podcast. That's a wrap.
That wasn't awkward at all.
That was intentional.
Oh, okay. Hey, if it works, it works.
I don't know if
Can't argue with
I don't
that.
know if I like him over there. Erica, come back. Get in the seat.
Hey, get fired on your day off.
Dude, you're fired.